Assalamu alaikum. Hi viewers. Before this we have solved all the numericals of chapter number 11. Only two numericals are remaining. So question number 11 is that consider the diagram and find a charge on 5 microfarad capacitor. Here in diagram all the data is given C1, C2, C3 and the voltage of the battery which is connected to the network of the capacitor. So C1 is given, C2 is given, C3 and similarly voltage of the battery is also given. Now the required here is that they are asking that what will be the charge on 5 microfarad capacitor. So Q2 is to be determined. Here we see that these two capacitors are parallel. So first of all we apply the formula. Here CA equals to C1 plus C2, putting the values of C1 and C2 2 microfarad and 5 microfarad. So 7 microfarad is the equivalent capacitance of these two capacitors. Now here we see that C is in series with the third capacitor. So C is in series with the third capacitor. Therefore we apply the formula 1 over CE dash equals to 1 over CE plus 1 over C3. Plugging the values over here we get, and after simplification we get 10 divided by 21. Now 1 over CE dash equals to 10 by 21. Inverting both sides we get CE dash equals to 21 divided by 10. After division we get CE dash equals to 2.1 microfarad capacitance. Now here we have voltage of the battery and equivalent capacitance of all the capacitors. Therefore the charge which is supplying from this battery can be determined by the formula, by the equation Q equals to CE dash V. Taking the value of CE dash which is this one and voltage of the battery which is 6 volts. So after multiplication we get 12.6 microcoulomb. 10 power minus 6 is X is the micro, therefore we can write 12.6 microcoulomb. This is the charge which is supplying from the battery and is going through the third capacitor. So for the third capacitor we try to find V3. The equation Q equals to CV, which is capacitor law, or we can say capacitor equation, and rearranging for V3, which is the potential difference across third capacitor. So V3 equals to Q by C3. Now plug in the value of Q and C3, and after simplification we get 4.2 volt. This is the potential difference across this capacitor. So here we know the potential difference across third capacitor and the voltage of the battery. So therefore if we subtract voltage or potential difference of this capacitor from this voltage, the remaining voltage will be supplying to the parallel network, parallel combination of C1 and C2. Potential difference for C1 and C2 will be V dash equals to V minus V3. 6 is the voltage of the battery and V3 value is 4.2. Therefore after subtracting 1.8 is the result. 1.8 is the voltage for the parallel combination of C1 and C2. Therefore for parallel capacitors the charge is different, but the potential difference for each capacitor will be same. So V1 equals to V2 equals to 1.8 volts. Now we are required to find the charge through 5 microfarad capacitor. So we apply again the capacitor equation Q equals to C V. C is the capacitance, C2 is the capacitance 5 microfarad, while V2 is the potential applied to the capacitor which is equal to 1.8. Now after multiplication we get 9.0 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. Here prefix for 10 power minus 6 is micro. So our answer came out to be Q2 equal to 9 microcoulomb. Now let us come to the second question, which is a capacitor 6 microfarad capacitor is charged to a potential difference of 120 volt and then connected to an empty or uncharged 4 microfarad capacitor. Calculate the potential difference across the capacitors. It means that first we charged 6 microfarad capacitor by a battery of voltage 120 volt. Then that capacitor is connected in parallel form with uncharged capacitor or 4 microfarad capacitor. So the data in the question is C1 equals to 6 microfarad, 6 into 10 power minus 6 farad voltage of the battery connected to this first single capacitor was 120 volts. Second capacitance is 4 microfarad. Micro is the prefix for 10 power minus 6, so farad will be the unit, but this capacitor is uncharged, so charge Q2 is equal to 0. Now the required is the potential across the two capacitors. Solution: we apply formula. We apply equation of the capacitor Q equals to CV for first capacitor Q1 equals to C1 V. C1 is the value of the first capacitor and 120 is the voltage of the battery. Now after multiplication we get 720 microcoulomb. That is the charge stored on the capacitor Now C1, C2 are connected in parallel. C1 capacitor and C2 capacitors are connected in parallel. C2 capacitor is uncharged. Its charge is 0. So for parallel combination, we write the equation is C equals to C1 plus C2, plugging the values of C1 and C2, and after addition we get 10 into 10 power minus 6. Minus 6 is 10 power minus 6. Its the facts is micro, therefore 10 microfarad is the equivalent capacitor. Now total charge on the first charged capacitor and the second uncharged capacitor is equals to Q equals to Q1 plus Q2. Now Q1 is 720 microcoulomb while the second capacitor is uncharged. Therefore Q equals to Q comes out to be 720 microcoulomb. Now we want to find the potential difference of the capacitor. So apply new capacitor equation. Q equals to CV, V equals to Q by CA. Q is the charge for both of the capacitor, and CA is the equivalent capacitance. So after division we get V equals to 72 volts. So this is the voltage for C1 and this will be the voltage for the C2. Potential difference for C1 is 72 volts and potential difference for C2 is also 72 volts. Now here is a question at the end of this chapter that in books and in students' notes the definition for capacitor is written is the charge storage. Capacitor is a charge storage. So this definition I think is not correct, but we should write the definition of the capacitor is the device which store electrical energy. So its answer to the question is that can a capacitor store charges, electrical charges? So its answer is that the capacitor consists of two parallel plates which are composed of atom. Atom is a whole is neutral. Number of positive charges must be equal to number of negative charges. No charge come to the plates of the capacitor from outside. Actually the present positive and negative charges only arranged separately on two different plates. Positive charge on one plate while negative charge on the second. For charging, the net charge is Q net equals to charge positive charges on the two plates plus negative charges on the two plates. So net charge is equals to 0 before charging, but after being charged the net charge will be Q net equals to positive charge on one plate and negative charge on the second plate. So net charge again, if we add these, the charge on one plate, a positive charge on one plate and negative charge on the other plate, so net charge it comes out to be 0. From equation 1 and 2 it is now clear that the definition of capacitor, that is capacitor store charges, is completely wrong concept. Actually due to separate arrangement of positive charges and negative charges is only responsible for polarization of the atoms of the dielectric substance between plates, and hence electrical energy is stored in the capacitor. That the dielectric between plates of the capacitor is polarized different by dipoles are found in the atoms of the insulator or dielectric. Therefore energy will be stored because the electron of the positive charging is slightly displaced from its nucleus, but will never be free from its atom. Therefore some type of energy will be stored like elastic energy in rubber. If we stretch rubber, some potential energy is stored in rubber. Therefore the in between plates of the capacitor energy is stored, that is called electrical energy. Therefore the hence electrical energy is stored in the capacitor. The exact definition should be capacitor store electrical energy, not electrical charges. Dear viewers, today these two numericals were leaving to solve. So today I solved, and this next time we will start chapter number 12, that is current electricity. Please don't forget to subscribe and share for